Are you in real estate or financial advisor, or are you a business owner in high ticket item or services? Then this tutorial will be very beneficial to you. To introduce myself, I'm Stephanie. I'm an omni-channel marketing and sales conversion consultation, and I'm HRDC accredited trainer, so which is good news for corporates in Malaysia. So first thing first, I'm a performance driven marketer and business consultant. So why this is important is it goes back to my background, right? I'm actually trained in sales for many years, almost 15 years in MNC sales, in GLC as well. So I was a top performer, award-winning sales professional, even like getting awards and in the international stage. So other than that, the systems that I help real estate agent or developer or agency build was also featured on MAREC, which is Malaysia largest real estate conference. So I was also a real estate agent, and not only that, I was also working as a project planner overseeing sales and marketing in a real estate development company, which was in Australia, but they also set foot in Malaysia and had their own flagship project in Malaysia. So that's how I got started in real estate. And in fact, I was also featured, I was sharing a lot of property insights, and I was featured on podcasts, international podcasts, personal finance investment podcasts. And yeah, so pretty much that. And I continue on to also train other consultants, other real estate consultants, to use professional branding and really knowing how to use sales and marketing system to get more leads and convert more leads to appointment and then sales. So I even had a book, to e-workbook to help sales and real estate agent to apply the important principles on how to approach sales and marketing as a real estate consultant. So besides that, let me share on the recent wins. So in 1 month, I had worked with a client, a real estate agency client, and in 1 month we managed to get up to 5 million sales in 1 month by not spending more on ads, by really being more effective in terms of our offer, our ads angle, and also like a trust building ad angle. So this is like the other marketers' performance versus my campaign that was managed by me. As you can see, there's cost difference, but this is not important. This is important, yes, but it's not the most important. So most importantly is if we manage to close sales, right? So this is for one of my education client. So our ad spend was 1,000 only Singapore dollar for that month, for April, but the sales that we got is like 27k. So it's actually like almost 24 times return on ad spend. So these are the amazing results that I get for my clients, right? Because for not relying just on ads or content alone, but to install different multiple touch points. So if you are in real estate, financial advisor, or high ticket item, right, like education, wellness, aesthetics, healthcare, you need to approach your sales and marketing in a very systematic way, which is like a very system mindset. Why? Because oftentimes when we are agent or developer ourselves or business owner, right, we always oversimplify the buying process of our ideal client. For example, look at this diagram, right? We expect this is how buyer buy. Like, oh, they see our ads on day one, second day they call us, then within 2 days they place a deposit, which is entirely far from the truth. The truth is, prospect will take whatever time that they need to make their buying decision. They may take 1 to 3 months to consider, do research, ask around their friends and peers and family members, and then they will continue read on content and look up to key opinion leaders in the field, and then start researching online, offline, and start looking for projects, right? But definitely not just one project, for example. But how we approach it is we always think in our own project, like, okay, I want to sell this KLCC project, and we keep thinking it into, like, keep thinking from that perspective only. So, and then they will only call to book viewing consultation like in 1 to 3 months, and then who knows, right, how long it takes for them to come out with the deposit and then buy and purchase. So which is why the way we sell, we market, we nurture our leads even needs to match this process. So the systems that I help build really consider the buyer's journey, because most of the time we are only capturing demand. We are actually missing out on a 90%. We are capturing demand from ads, from content, from ready to buy leads or prospects. But there are 90% of the market that are not ready to buy. But unfortunately, most of the time, these leads or prospects are just being left behind or left aside and not nurtured ever again. Which is why I'm helping businesses, agency to build this lead, nurture, and conversion system. It sounds a mouthful, but it is what it is. I shared this system in Marek and in other workshops for agencies as well. I've run a couple of workshops showing that even Google really bang on these principles. Why and how they come about this is that they actually conducted consumers' behavior research. It's very big size. I actually forgot the size, but it's pretty big. If not mistaken, it's 30,000. So the data is pretty solid. So which actually shows you need as many touch points as possible. So on average, I actually have a slide. On average, consumers need to consume about 7 hours of your content, see you at 4 different places, offline, online, different platforms, and at 11 touch points. Touch points can include value follow-up, how you reply, how you follow up, how you give value, right? So which is why we actually built this system. We call it an AENC, 4 steps framework that help you create omni-channel presence, an ecosystem, a 365 days running for you, so that you don't need to rely on ads forever, or forever spending more and more on ads, not knowing how much it will give you, how much in return it will give to you, right? So as you can see, let me explain this diagram. Is like, we can start from here, the traffic source. Regardless, you can chase the shiniest funnel or traffic source, TikTok dancing, 小红书, YouTube, no matter what, you need to have a process that continuously nurture them until they are ready to hop on a call, meet you, book your calendar, and go on a discovery call with you, appointment, right? But before that happen, you need a system to continuously keep them in your system, so that you can continuously give them value, build trust, build connection, until they are ready to buy, they buy it from you, right? I hope that makes sense, right? And you are continuously gathering data so that you can do remarketing as well. So this is actually what we help to build. And usually, right, I come across this a lot from agents, from consultants, advisors. Like, I'm sharing so many tips online, right? What's the point? Because I'm not getting any sales from it because of the lack of this awareness or so. Like, actually, in terms of content, there's many types, right? But a lot of time we are stuck at the tofu, or we are stuck at bofu. We are missing out on the mofu. Like, why me? Why choose me out so many people? How am I unique compared to other agents, right? A lot of people, we don't know really how to sell ourselves, consultants, right? Because I'm one as well. So I totally can relate to you. We can like create entertaining, thought-provoking, or even like normal home tour. But actually there's so many layers to how we can do content creation. I have to apologize for my Singlish slang, or Manglish, okay? So I'm trying to keep it normal a bit. So, and you need actually authority positioning content, and you need to give your insights. Otherwise, how are you going to stand out from so many generic giving experts, consultants, right? Give something that will relate to your ideal client profile. And this is one thing that I always share with my clients, right? There must be something about you that keep attracting also somewhat similar clients one. You will have a similar client group one that you tend to attract more. For example, if you were accountants or engineers, you tend to attract clients or prospect that are accountants or engineers, or leads that are accountant engineers. Or if you're like girl boss, female boss, you most likely also tend to attract female bosses or male bosses or bosses in general. So if you can pay more attention to those subtle hints, then you'll be able to create more content that actually speaks to them. Why? So that you are not offering something too general, for example, so that you are offering advices that speaks to them, that they can relate to. They are exactly their problem. Because you see, let's say, okay, there's 30 over millions Malaysians, right? I'm sure not all of us have the same issue. Some have budget issues, some have distance issues. I mean, when it comes to home, some have number of rooms issue, they need more rooms, not smaller place. So how, right? They have many problems, or they have problems staying too far from workplace. They have problem coming out with down payment, but they need to move soon. So all these, very personalized problems, right? So how do we create problems that speak to them, to help us stand out to them, to help them find us as well, if we are talking too generally? So we need to have like an ideal client profile in mind. So actually these are the things that I go in depth with real estate consultants when they choose to work with me or join my coaching program. So this is also one of our demand generation content framework, meaning content that actually helps to drive sales, not just brand awareness, not just I let people being able to notice me, pay attention to me. Yeah, attention is one thing, but converting them to clients, right, is another. So how do you capitalize on that, right? These are also what I help consultants to do better and implement as well. I can give you all this knowledge, but most of the times consultants have problems or limitations to really like roll this out. So that's where I come in, and some really like join my coaching or ask me for coaching, right? So we need a generation demand, not lead generation. We need a demand generation, because 90% of our buyers are just not ready to buy, right? So it's a huge potential being missed out there. So my questions to you is, are you or your business adopting the new way of marketing, which is 70% giving value and 30% sales message? And how are you doing it consistently? By using system, right? So you need to know, be aware of the marketing messages that you are catering to the 97%. Because when you open Facebook ad library, right, you will see most of the ads are generic. They are not talking to problems, right? So we actually need to capture the demand. So this is the core system that we help to build that actually really matches Google Zero Moment of Truth. So usually we will go through like building lead magnet, building the systems, coming out with new offer angles from time to time, and then building up the follow-up SOP, the chat automation, the email drip campaigns. So all this, and how to make use of CRM. So I actually teaches this in my course. I'm not trying to sell you, but I do notice there's very low awareness on this, and it's very confusing, right? There's so much information out there, but I have to tell you, like, even if you are starting as an agent, you don't have an agency, you are just an agent, you feel that you are just an agent, you need to have a CRM. Even you can start with using a Google Sheet, right? And then you can take note of what was the last objections, what was the last meeting with these leads about, what was the last conversation about. That's how you know how to plan forward. Like next time when you meet this client, what are you going to talk? And you need to plan your next follow-up, because most of the sales are in a follow-up, whether you like it or not, as sales professionals, right, we need to know the numbers of follow-up methods, especially after fifth time. So like Google zero moment of truth, it mentions 7 11 4, right, actually 7 hours, but really lah, you can ask yourself, have we hit the 7 hours? So back to my results, right, like these are the exact system that I use to help people get results. Like this was last year, right, like from cost per lead of 26.6, we managed to pull it down to 21.6 in a year, but and with more leads, double the amount of leads. In a year where everyone was complaining cost per lead is very high this year because of digital ad saturation, like everyone is doing digital Facebook, Instagram ads, TikTok ads even. So consumers are very jaded, very numb looking at ads. So how do we stand out, right? So these are the approaches that I use, and I hope that you can take home and implement that, because trust me, if you can take home, I promise you, you can get results. You take home and implement, sorry, I have to emphasize, right, take home and implement and test and optimize, right? So these are the exact, really, like I just help my client get 5-figure sales, right, in 1 month, in 1 month time, and with less ad budget. So this is for my education client. So at first when we started, this is the cost per lead, and then it went up like very near the holiday season, and then it went back down again, dive down to the lowest, right? So, and how actually through the follow-up system that I teach and install, I actually built so much trust with prospects that they are willing to send their pay slip over. So this one I have to scroll very fast because it's all the private thing, right? So yeah, and another education client, they mentioned like they spent close to 8,000 in ad spend in 3 months, so about 300 plus per lead they mentioned. So and there's not many qualified leads, even though they are spending so much. And do you know what is the result? What was the result we managed to get when we worked together? From $300, we managed to get down to $17. But this is all by installing follow-up system, not just ads, not just running ads that works or running ads with offer that works. It's also really having a very strong follow-up system, very humanized and customer-centric approach, and also a nurturing system. We spend 5 times less than their monthly budget. Instead of 8K, right, we are actually spending 1K plus or less than 1K per month. And these are the trainings and workshops, hands-on, very hands-on. There's no theory, there's practical. When it comes to really training real estate consultants, advisors, right, to empower them with customer-centric approaches, because a lot of time agents say, I customer-centric but get no sales. I don't see the results of being customer-centric. So might as well I go back or I revert back to hard selling. But actually there's a way. Don't feel discouraged. I know many consultants out there want to be customer-centric, wants to be expertise-led. No one likes to hard sell. I get you. So which is why I'm teaching all these frameworks, and you can go back and apply. Like for example, apply several touch points. Make sure your content are available at different touch points, but provided that these are where your ideal client profile hangs out. Okay, don't just use one single approach like content and all-in content. Try to mix like content, paid and organic, meaning free lah. And then you can try outbound, inbound. Okay, don't just stick to one method, and be customer-centric even when you copyright things, right? So if you want to know more about copywriting for more clients, more leads, do click on the link below. I'll place it to download my book, the Sales Scientist ebook, which I write and create to help empower more consultants who want to be more expertise-led instead of hard selling, right? And if you find that you need more guidance, you can actually send me an email or inquiries on how we can do a group training for your company, agency, or if you want a one-to-one coaching, right? So these are the other performance, like we even get like 45% lower than peers, 76% lower than peers, 42% than peers. So these are all ads performance, but of course follow-up system matters a lot. Is very important, right? So we even run omni-channel marketing, which also helps to get genuine leads, warm leads for our real estate clients here. And so I also coach one of the MIEA's director in Malaysia, and also like a tech concierge company in Malaysia, one of the biggest that partner up with Johor, Microsoft, and all the big names, right, in tech, in CRM, in very important tech software solution for companies here, right? And I also run very successful email campaigns for 5-digit ticket item, right? People thought no one would invest so much, but yeah, we still get like 9 replies from one email campaign, which is selling like 30k of USD coaching, right? So I was also appointed trainer for HRDC National Training Week, but minus all this, right, I'm dedicated, and it's my mission to empower more consultants to not have to do hard selling, but really heart-led or expertise-led selling. So if you want to do that, you can know more. So I was even involved in the Customer Experience Business Community Forum by VLAN, in championing for customer-centric approach in sales and marketing systems and processes, right? Make sure you download this book. I will provide the link in the comment section. Yeah, so these are the feedback that we have managed to get, right? I will also provide this link so that I don't need to overemphasize on the testimonials, right? But like some of the feedback is like my ability to break down each concept and provide real examples make the training not only informative but also enjoyable. It's really more on hands-on now. It's really not theory, right? And also make people and all consultants to feel safe to really apply, not just knowing and absorb, right? So I also have like some video testimonials that you can check out. I'll provide the link to this page, brands we have worked with. Yeah, brands that want to make a difference in the industry and in the world around them. So if you're ready and you want to supercharge your business and sales growth, you can book a calendar. Let's book a call together, and we'll see how to move from where you are to where you want, right? Resistance free as much as possible. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for your time. I hope this helps.